Happy Hump Day, and welcome to the PHNX Sun Devils show. I'm Anthony Totri, joined by the one, the only zookeeper himself, Erik Ruby. We got DJ Jacob Franklin behind the Mac, making all the magic happen, guys. Do us a solid. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you're listening on audio, wherever you get your podcast, go ahead, throw out a 5-star review. Let us know what you like about the podcast. Erik,
hey,
welcome back. It's been a minute, buddy.
Dude, I feel like it's been like, 3-4 years?
It's been forever since you and I have done a show.
Been a couple coaching hires.
I know.
A couple coaching losses. Yeah.
Some players leaving, players coming in.
It's been a minute, but it's a crazy time of year over on the Suns side of things.
Yeah.
And it's even crazier and it's crazy over here as well. Spring football, all of that, schedules have been nuts, but I've been keeping my eye on everything. I got my takes all stored up, baby.
You got to, man. We've obviously talked at length about Hines Ward over the last couple of days, and rightfully so. But again, we haven't been on a show together to really discuss it. So I'm just curious your initial thoughts on that Hines Ward hire to be the new wide receivers coach at Arizona State.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I think is the correct way to approach it for me. I think it's a good hire. When you are replacing somebody like Rashad Samples, you have to do it in one of a couple ways. Number one is to find somebody else who's that young, who is that hungry, and has that type of reputation. The problem is it's really hard to come by.
Yeah.
Number two is you get somebody who brings a presence to your program and with experience, with name recognition, and we're going to get into the whole Herm comparison, but not every single person who has name recognition is bad and is just a hire for their name. I remember, I forget who passed along the note, but somebody said Hines sat in on a meeting and took 2 pages of notes and none of it was on football.
Yeah.
And all of it was about culture. And for where ASU football is right now, I think they have plenty of very high level football minds, especially on the offensive end, including Kenny. So you bring in somebody who knows how to establish a winning culture, who guys are going to want to flock to as far as recruiting goes, one of the better receivers and names that have stood out there. It's not a completely there's no chance that it fails scenario, but I think for where my expectations were, I'm happy with who they hired. If all that kind of made sense in one jumbled sentence, but I'm happy with it. I think he's a good hire. I don't think he's a game changer to the point of ASU program is going to be revived on a way faster track than it was with Rashad Samples. I just think they're very different, but I'm with it. I like it. I think it's a positive.
Yeah, and I don't think it can be the same. Any way you slice it, knock on wood, it'd be pretty difficult for it to be as much of a dumpster fire as Herm Edwards was.
But think about the amount of control that exactly. Hines Ward has versus Herm Edwards. If Hines Ward was the next head football coach of Arizona State University, I'd be giving you a different take right now. I'm not saying he couldn't do it and he couldn't do better than Herm, because maybe he could, but I would be in a completely different mental state right now if that's what was happening.
He's not here to be the head football coach. That's not why he's at Arizona State. He's at Arizona State because of the opportunity presented itself to work with a guy like Kenny Dillingham. And I had somebody, we tweeted out a clip last night, just in terms of a conversation that Shane and I had in regards to what Hines Ward does in terms of the Big 12 notoriety, and if you're a young wide receiver, why you might want to come to Arizona State. And somebody in the comments had sent this tweet. Saying, unfortunately, this is a gimmick we tried with Hermit. NFL looks nice on a resume, but we needed someone with a reputation of recruiting and development, and we went with a name, #Classic Kenneth, #Do It Better.
Wait, Classic Kenneth? That's just what Kenny Dillingham's been doing, is bringing in the big name? No, what? No.
Look, that's
stupid.
I'm
sorry.
Such a lazy take.
Yeah.
That is the lazy. You're the type of person that just checks the box score at the end of the game and you feel like you know exactly what transpired. Herm Edwards, take it from somebody that was at his introductory press conference, was at his first practice, was at his first game, was there when he was fired, was there for his last game, was there for his last practice, and somebody that was there when Hines Ward had his first practice. They're two very different individuals, two very different energies, two very different types of people. You talk about their wealth of knowledge. Yes, they were both in the NFL. Let's get something straight. Hines Ward was a better NFL player than Herm Edwards was. Herm Edwards was an average football coach. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Some people on the internet would like to tell you otherwise.
A Super Bowl MVP?
A Super Bowl MVP.
Was good?
Was good. Was better than Herm Edwards. I know it's tough for people to really wrap their head around. Herm Edwards, even when he coached, was a mid-coach in the NFL, okay? Hines Ward, again, is a Pittsburgh Steelers legend, one of the most storied franchises in NFL history. Go ahead. Go watch the highlights. Go watch the Hines Ward highlights versus the Herm Edwards highlights, okay? One's in color, and one's probably in black and white. That should tell you a little bit just about in terms of the age of football that we've got, okay? One-on-one, you want to throw Hines Ward out there with Herm Edwards, he's giving him 200 yards, bro.
Okay.
But again,
I thought we were going to be comparing the two. I didn't think we'd be talking about
Well,
ones.
look, I got to come at this at all angles, man. I got to come at this at all angles, right? So we know that he beat his ass on the field, okay? But in terms of, again, the type of person that they are, we got the chance to talk to Hines Ward yesterday, the first time, talking about the opportunity, talking about how, he didn't have to take this position. He didn't have anybody in the building like Herm did that was like, hey, this would be a great opportunity for you. Maybe make some money, maybe get back into coaching, that type of stuff. That's not what Hines Ward is doing. Hines Ward doesn't need this opportunity. Okay? There's no Ray Anderson on this coaching staff for Hines Ward to rip off the program the way Herm did.
And he's not in control. And I think there's a freedom to that as well, that as an ASU fan, you can approach this with. At the end of the day, this is not somebody that's going to be dictating how this program runs. He's going to be somebody who elevates it. Those are two completely different things. And you can just tell through, you go and you just look up Hines Ward on Twitter and you get all of his practice updates, right? And you brought a lot of them from yesterday, quote, God dropped this opportunity in my lap. Wide receivers are a reflection of me. We're going to block our tails off. You don't block, you don't get the rock. He's sprinting with guys in drills. He is 100% happy to be here.
Yeah.
He is energetic, but he knows what he's supposed to bring. He's not going to come and try and run this program and take things over and put everything on Hines Ward. No, he wants to come in. He wants to be a positive for the kids. He wants to be a positive for the program, and he wants to win some freaking football games.
He does.
And I can't sit here and say there's no chance that it doesn't work out. You don't know. But to sit up here and just say, because Herm Edwards walked in this door and left this program in shambles.
NFL, red light, sound the alarm.
Right.
Is that what we're doing? That's just the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard.
That's not
Seriously.
how it works.
That's
not how it works.
So dumb.
But I understand. Look, I understand the PTSD part of it with Herm, right? Because it was so bad. And because, yes, they're different in how they approach things, but you were kind of promised the same thing where it's this guy's going to bring NFL experience. He's going to be able to be a recruiting figurehead because of that, because of who the name is and everything like that. It's not the same. But I understand why fans would be cautious because they've been hurt so bad.
But you should be cautious about any coach. The same way you should be cautious about any player, right? It's not new and special to ASU fans, right? You don't think there's been other NFL coaches that have gone places and not had good coaching stints? Yeah. Welcome to college fucking football. Short Bus in the chat, comparing Hines to Herm would be the equivalent of comparing Waffle House to IHOP. Two different brands, but both got waffles, right? And in this case, the waffles are the good part. They were both in the NFL. Yeah, it could have worked for Herm. There are a bunch of reasons why it didn't. You probably should have seen the writing on the wall the moment you knew that he was buddy-buddy with Ray Anderson. You knew that it was probably a little shady, right? Maybe, we shouldn't hire a 60-year-old head coach when college football is changing a little bit. Just give it a thought.
Yeah.
Right? That's, again, it's common sense. And I wanted to respond on Twitter, but it's just such a lazy take to see NFL and immediately be like, oh no, let's back off, right? But hey, on the same same side of it, we're like, we want to get all our guys to the league, right?
Yeah.
We want to get all of our players to the NFL. That means they're good, but God forbid we don't want them to come back and coach. Do you hear how stupid that sounds?
Yeah. And also, another part about all of this is that this is somebody that Kenny wanted. And if you can't sit up here, and I guess that person whose tweet we showed didn't seem the biggest on some of Kenny's decisions, which I'd like to see because he was a classic Kenneth. Like, what else plays into this? What else?
Maybe he's a U of A guy. I don't know.
I mean, probably. Hi, Tony. But I refuse to believe that Kenny Dillingham would bring somebody into this program that he does not fully believe is invested in it, wants to build it, and wants to do it the right way.
Yeah.
And you can tell from all of Hines' interviews and comments and everything like that, he's ecstatic to be here. He wants to be here. And you can hear by the way that guys talk about him, Kenny or the players, that they're excited as well. So the only way that this turns downhill is if he breaks some rules, which I don't think is going to happen because this program, for where it is going to be so damn cautious about that because it got bit in the ass, especially Kenny, who's had to pay the price for what somebody else did.
Yeah.
That stuff is not going to happen, okay? It's just not. And if it does, you can come back and clip this, whatever. It's not going to happen. Like, breathe. It's okay that he's an NFL guy. It's okay that he's older and that he's a bigger name. And that
he's barely older.
But you know what I mean. Like, I don't understand some of the hate from it. But you're right. It probably is a U of A person or somebody who's anti ASU. Because at a certain point, it is just lazy.
It is. The benchmark at the very least should be, hey, does this guy get the mascot right? The first time he speaks to media, Herm didn't. Herm was surprised that he was coaching the Sun Devils. Okay. Guess what? Hines Ward knows the mascot. He said Sun Devils multiple times. Okay?
That's the bar.
That's the bar. Okay. I know you should shoot for the moon. Sometimes if you're Arizona State, you just shoot to land somewhere. Right. And that's exactly what you got with Hines Ward. And I think, again, like we talk about the negative side and why fans may be a little bit worried. On the flip side, Hines Ward could be everything that everybody wanted Herm Edwards to be.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody thought when Herm Edwards got here that, oh my gosh, he's going to bring in all this potential NFL talent. It's going to be an NFL feeder system. He's going to get the kids of NFL players. It's going to function like the NFL. Well, hey, guess what? Again, he was an average coach. At the college level, he was an average coach in the league. Decent corner. Hines Ward is a Super Bowl MVP. He outplayed and outlasted every single wide receiver from that 1998 draft class as a third-round wide receiver, okay? He gets it. He understands longevity. He understands what it takes to win at a high level. He understands what it takes to get to the league and not only get there, but thrive there and survive there, okay? Hines Ward is a much, much higher potential to be everything that fans wanted Herm to be. A, because he's younger. B, because he's just simply better. and C, because it's a fresh start, right?
It's a more appropriate role as well. Like, what I'm about to say is not me defending Herm Edwards, but it probably would have been a lot better if he was like an advisor to the program, or he was an assistant, or he was somebody that didn't get the keys to the car, but got to sit in the back and maybe recommend a song every once in a while.
You gave a 14-year-old, actually, no, not you gave a 90-year-old the keys to a new Lambo that's pushed to start and said, good luck. And he crashed he crashed into a fucking wall, and people were like, oh my God, we didn't see that coming. Really? You didn't see that coming? Come on.
I mean, listen, to be fair, when Herm first started, I was choo-choo. I was on that Herm train. I can't lie.
But it makes sense, right?
Because of the stuff that you were promised. And the stuff that you're promised with Hines Ward is very simple. What you're promised is somebody who's going to work hard, invest in the program, and try to make kids better. When he comes in and he talks about what he wants to do and what he's not saying, I'm going to come in and be Hines Ward and everybody's going to love me and everybody's going to want to play here because I'm Hines Ward. No, he says, I'm going to come in, I'm going to work, work. I'm going to build the culture. I'm going to make these players better because I want to be here, because this is what I want to do. Kenny has banged the table over and over again and said, if you don't want to be here, I don't want you here. So if there was any hesitancy, if there was any reason that Hines Ward wouldn't want to build it on the culture and not just come in and be like, it's the Hines Ward show, he wouldn't be here. Like, Kenny's not that stupid. Like, that just wouldn't happen. So we're sitting back here, and I think everybody who has a, no screws loose, I would say, understands why the two things are very different. And maybe it's just because a lot of people don't have an innate understanding of Arizona State football and what Herm does versus what Hines does. But like, it's just not
nowhere near the same thing. It's literally comparing the two is like dating an older blonde woman and being like,
let's see where you go with this.
You get done dirty. You get done dirty. Okay. By a cougar. Whatever.
I need to know how much experience you have in this category.
I'm not talking about that. That's not what we're talking about. Okay. It's like you dated a older blonde cougar. She breaks your heart. Mm-hmm. A younger blonde is trying to come treat you right. You're like, nope, blonde, can't do it. Nope, I'm out. They're all the same. Isn't that the dumbest shit you ever heard? Right? That's what it's like when you're like, NFL, God forbid, we can't have an NFL, like anybody with NFL experience. It's seriously, it's so stupid that it makes my head hurt. And my head already hurts today. So shout out all the assholes that just think that is NFL to NFL. It's just not going to work.
I think we need to take a second and just unpack what happened here. Because you were very fired up about that.
Am I wrong, though? I wrong?
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying, how can we get you right, brother?
Kasul changed his profile picture to our logo.
Let's go.
I love it. Why are you guys so worked up?
It's not just one tweet. It's not just that's the one tweet that we showed. There's a decent amount of sentiment out there that compares the two. But you're right, Kasul, like, screw them. They're just wrong. Plus, there's some good news in the wide receiver room or potential news as well.
You got 4-star class of 2025, a wide receiver and former Oregon Ducks commit Adrian Wilson set for an official visit to Arizona State. Would be huge. To get in a guy 6'2", $173. Again, had a ton of offers coming out of high school. Still pretty young, obviously a class of 2025 guy. So he's still got another year in high school. But again, early and often with Hines Ward, already seemingly making a little bit of noise, getting guys that were formerly committed to big-time programs like Oregon to just come out on an official visit to Arizona State.
And I mean, that's the thing. We don't know how Hines is as a recruiter. We don't know yet. Right? We will find that out at some point. But we do know that his name carries weight. That's a fact. If he can at least get kids to take a visit and then hand the keys off to a Kenny or somebody who's a little bit more in tune with recruiting and maybe even just a little bit more in tap with the college football scene, like, that in itself is a massive asset. Again, you don't need the guy to do everything. You just need him to bring what he can. And that can be the point where you're getting guys into the door. You're getting guys on campus in Tempe. And then you sell them on everything, right? Then you show them the program. Then you show them the coaches. Then you show them the players. Then you show them the city. And then at that point, it's like, oh yeah, and we have Hines fucking Ward. So like, it is not something to freak out over. Even though we're yelling, it is not something to like compare, and it's not going to be the last time that a guy with former NFL experience and a big name is brought into this program. Like, that just kind of happens every once in a while. So don't think that just because it happened once and you gave this guy massive control of your program with no supervision at all, and then he crashed the car, like you said, that because you give somebody a way lesser role and a way different space with a completely different like program, like the AD is not even there anymore, it doesn't mean it's going to end up the same exact way.
No, but people are so scarred by it. Like, we can move on, guys. We can move on. Herm has clearly moved on. Just, again, I know we've beat this drum already. Hines Ward is not Herm Edwards, okay? I need everybody to go to the mirror, and I need to just look in the mirror and just say, it's going to be okay, okay? We've got Hines Ward. We've got Hines Ward. We've got Hines Ward, okay?
Yeah, it's good.
You know what else you got?
What you got?
Yo, got a great deal over at BetMGM to go make some damn money, guys. Introducing the MLB Grand Slam Jackpot, a weekly bet and get promotion. Go ahead and place a $10 or more wager on any player to hit a home run every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And if the player hits a grand slam on that day, they can win the $50,000 daily prize or a share of the prize with every other winning bettor. For example, a customer bets on Aaron Judge to hit a home run on the 31st against Houston. If Judge hits a grand slam along with 9 other customers, each of you guys are going to take home $5,000 cash in addition to your bet winnings. How does that sound?
I like it.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
You could use an extra $5K, maybe $50K if you're the only one.
Brother, I could use an extra $5.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
I could use an extra $5.
Guys, sign up for BetMGM and use the bonus code PHNX. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app for at least $10. You guys are going to receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if the bet loses. Go ahead and check out the show notes for full details. And now listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Bonus bets expire in 7 days. One new customer offer only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Ooh, okay. That was a good deal. I like that deal. I like our friends over at BetMGM, and I also like the BetMGM Sportsbook, which the app is great. You want to use the app. It's convenient. It's quick, but sometimes you just want that feeling.
I feel
you want to go in person. You want to put your ticket down in person. You want to have a good time. And luckily, you can find a BetMGM Sportsbook over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. My favorite location is Wild Horse Pass. I'm biased because we have a lot of our sons' watch parties there, and they are just such a good time. It's in the Topgolf Swing Suite, which also has the BetMGM Sportsbook right across from it. And not just those things is what makes Gila River Resorts and Casinos so great. They have an unprecedented level of entertainment and excitement with their state-of-the-art gaming floor, blackjack, slot machines, live table games. Everything that you could imagine at a resort and a casino is right there. Plus, if you're not the gambling type, which is perfectly okay, you don't have to be, to go to Gila and to have a good time. They've got concerts. They've got a bunch of different dining options. And like the name mentions, they are a resort as well. So get a little staycation in there. Go kick it up by the pool, have a nice casual bite to eat, or maybe dress up a little bit. Get fancy like my man Anthony Totri. He'd be hitting the town all dressed to the nines. You can be just like him. Over at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, visit playatgila.com for more details. But most importantly, you do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos.
We got Arizona State tight end Jaden Fortier commenting under Adrian Wilson's graphic saying, adding Coach Arroyo, the ASU offensive coordinator, saying, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, with the eye emojis.
Oh boy.
Hey, Eric, you want to do something?
Yeah.
Let's do a draft. We haven't done a draft in like a really long time. We've talked about Hines Ward. We've talked about Herm Edwards. Again, 2 coaches on probably the opposite sides of the aisle in terms of what we're going to draft.
Hey, they both played in the NFL, dude.
But yeah, you're right. They're literally the same. They're honestly the same as like CJ Stroud too. Like they're literally all the same people.
Yeah.
So today we're going to go ahead and draft 5 coaches each, current college football coaches that we would want to play for.
Okay.
Sound good?
Okay, who gets the first pick?
Now, are we okay, but we got to decide something. Are we cool? And Jacob, you can really decide here. Are we allowed to draft the same coach? Or should there be no crossover whatsoever?
Because that ruins the integrity of the vote afterwards.
Okay. Do we have a coin that we can flip to see who gets the first overall pick here in the coaches draft?
Tails?
A tails, baby. Come on. Tails never fails.
Flip a coin. It's tails.
What I say.
Damn.
Tails never fails, baby.
Damn, because I know who you're picking.
Yeah,
it would be my first pick too.
Anthony Totri, you are on the clock.
Kenny Dillingham.
God.
Give me Kenny Dillingham. I know people are going to see it and they're going to be biased, whatever. Give me a coach that I know I can trust. Give me a young gun who, again, I'm a little bit older than some of these current active players, so me and Kenny would be a little bit closer in age. And it's just the vibes, man. It is absolutely the vibes. I'm taking Arizona State coach Kenny Dillingham with that first overall pick. And I know people are going to be, oh, but what about this or what about that? Nah, I'm standing on business.
Listen, if you want to have a good time and you want to try to win and you also want to live in a nice city, that's an easy number 1 pick. But of course, people who don't know and aren't familiar with the situation are not going to agree with you. Okay, so that was going to be my number one pick rather easily, because I'd love to just play video games with Kenny. Like, I think that'd be a good time.
Eric's like, I'm gonna sit on the bench. I'm not gonna do anything.
No, yeah,
I just can't wait to get back to the locker room.
Please, yeah, I wouldn't play. I'm gonna go with a school that Kenny has some ties to.
Oh, you bastard!
I want to be great, baby.
You bastard!
Give me Mike Norvell.
You bastard!
Should have been the coach at Arizona State.
Yeah,
after Todd Graham.
Should have been.
I was on my list,
but here we are. Yeah, you took mine. I took yours, buddy. Okay, give me Mike Norvell. Kenny kind of credits a lot of stuff to him and growing with him, and maybe he's just like evolved Kenny Dillingham. Maybe I could still play him in Madden, and maybe I'd have a better chance of beating him in Madden. Maybe. So I'm not a good Madden player. I play 2K, so I would whoop Kenny's ass in 2K. I'll tell you that for sure.
Wow, we're clipping that. We're clipping that.
I'll tell you that for sure.
Clip it.
I'll tell you that for sure. He'd beat me like 75-0 in Madden, but 2K, different story. But give me Mike Norvell. I'd like to play.
Max about the time that I beat him like 90-20 in Madden. Dropped like 97 points.
You'd probably beat me the same too. I'm not a Madden guy, but I am a Mike Norvell guy.
Not easy anymore.
No, but it's also people understand football now. People that play Madden like understand systems and coverages, and like they will get dirty with it. They'll get dirty with it.
I played online Madden for probably like a 2-month stretch, and it was like 5-6 years ago.
It's one of the least enjoyable experiences if you're not good at Madden.
I pissed people off because I found one play. I played as the Ravens. I lined everybody up on the left or the right side. I snapped the ball directly to Lamar, and I sprinted the other direction, and it was like 25 yards each time. Damn. And everybody hated me. Anyway, number 2 pick.
You're up. We're going snake draft
we're going
style.
Snake? Oh my gosh, I was not prepared for that. Okay, do I get like the little sounder again?
No,
I don't get the sounder again.
The sounder's just for the start of the draft.
Oh, I might piss you off with this one.
Where are we going?
Oh, I might piss you off with this one. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna save who I want to take. Give me a Dan Lanning.
Okay, I figured he would
over
be
in Oregon.
So this is just current coaches? Then?
Yeah, just current coaches. Just current college football coaches.
And I would just like to point out that all 3 of these coaches have been at Arizona State at one point or another.
Yeah. Yeah, give me Danny Boy.
Any particular reason why?
It's kind of the same reason I'm going with Mike. It's just like I want to be part of a great program with a great leader.
Oh, you're all in on the football. You're trying to win a chip.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to play no matter where I go, so I'd like to be on a good team.
You might play at Arizona.
I heard they're looking for some guys. No, you took the fun pick for me. And as I look through college football coaches, there's not a ton that I look at and go, that's a good hang. You know?
Oh, I got one for you.
And so, I got a couple in the back pocket too. But I think I would like to go with Dan Lanning and Mike Norvell. I'm going to see if you take
Give me the funniest coach in all of football, Lane Kiffin.
Damn, that was gonna. Yeah,
dude. Some of the shit that this guy says and posts on social media,
Lane is a good one.
Absolutely hilarious. Did you see his most recent post? The day the portal opened. Okay, the day the portal opened, Lane Kiffin posted on social media a video of his dog like wishing the dog a happy birthday, whatever, and it's just like a bunch of sorority girls with the dog blowing out a cake. Like, dude knows what he's doing. Dude knows absolutely what he's doing. Give me the funniest football coach in college football.
Is there any other reason that you'd want to play for him? Like, or is it just for the jokes? Just for the
vibes.
Jokes.
Like you said, I'm probably not playing, right? I could give you one catch in the slot for about 7 yards till I get my head taken off, and then that's
you'd get
about
decapitated.
Yeah,
bro.
I would be. Yeah. It wouldn't be very good any longer. But yeah, give me Lane Kiffin.
Can I give you the coach I'd want to play for the least?
Is his name Brent Brennan?
No, it's Dabo Sweeney.
Yeah, Dabo Sweeney.
I would like to stay away. I don't even want to be in the same state as Dabo Sweeney. Okay, I would not want that. Okay, so we're doing what? We're doing 5.
Yeah. So I'm back around here.
Okay.
So I got Kenny and Lane. Give me another young coach.
Okay.
Who is a winner? Is a winner. Got the vibes. Was there when he was hired. Give me Marcus Freeman of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I see your little
love
bias
that
there.
guy. It's not biased.
Dude's a guy. It's a
guy.
It's a little bias.
Love that guy.
It's a little bias.
Hell of a football coach. Hell of a person. He's a winner. Former player. Give it to me. Come on.
It's a lot easier for me to pick guys that I don't want to play for, like
Coach Prime.
We'll see. Like Matt Rule. Keep me all the way away from Matt Rule.
Short bus. Mike Leach would have been a fun hand.
Yes, he would be gone by now.
He might be coach 1, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he would have been up there for sure. Man, I don't want to play for Trent Dilfer. He screams at all of his players too much.
Is he coaching right now?
Yeah, he coaches the UAB Blazers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would want to stay away from him. Man, I have a pick. I know you're not going to pick, and
you know I'm not going to pick.
This is the only coach that I can sit down here confidently and say, for a fact, Anthony Totri would never.
I'm surprised you haven't
ever
guessed
pick.
this yet. Like it's a pretty easy guess.
It's pretty easy. When I say it, you're going to be like,
can I say
Ryan
it for
Kelly?
you? You can see if I'm on the same page as you.
Yeah, you can say it.
Dion Coach Prime
Yeah,
Sanders.
I'm not
I would
playing.
play. Listen.
Okay, you're taking Dion. You're taking Coach Prime.
Listen.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You're going to do that on this show.
It's called pandering.
That's crazy.
Listen.
Yeah,
You're
no,
just
am I
trying to get the
pandering
Buffs,
to?
the thousands of Buffs fans to come vote for you.
Yeah. Okay. Listen. I don't give a fuck about winning a Twitter poll. Okay. I don't care. This is the most fun coach left on this list. Okay.
Okay.
Like, this is the coach who's gonna listen. I'm not here to win football games because of me, because I'm not going to win football games. I'm going to go to good programs so I can get the benefits of having good programs and good leaders. And then I'm going to go to Colorado so that I can get all the perks that comes along with it. Sharon says, I just want to see Totri yell some more. I wake up every single day and I think to myself,
just know if you're transferring, you got to hit up one of Dion's kids. They're apparently recruiting assistants.
They're the recruiting assistants?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm viewing this as like I am the end of the roster. Okay. Yeah, it's fair. That's fair. We'll see who wins on Twitter because now I do care.
So wait, who's your list so far?
Mike Norvell, Dan Lanning, and Deion Sanders.
You're just obsessed with, I don't know.
With what?
I don't know. I was going to say the Pac-12, but Norvell's not the Pac.
No.
The Pac-12's dead.
In fact, there is no Pac-12 to be in.
I got one. After you mess up this next pick, I got one.
Okay. Are you going the fun route again?
Don't worry about which route I'm going.
Route or route?
Route, same thing. Route 66, right?
Give me Mike Gundy.
You bastard.
Give me Mike Gundy.
You bastard.
Give me Mike Gundy.
The flow is unreal.
Give me Mike
bastard.
Gundy. Give me Mike Gundy. I gotta have some fun in there as well. I got a good spread over here. I think I just won this Twitter poll that I don't give a shit about. Okay, I think I just won.
I don't think you did.
Dan Lanning, Mike Norvell, Prime, and Mike Gundy. Yeah.
Average.
Have fun.
Average.
Have fun.
Okay.
Take your two.
I've got my fun coaches. I've got a guy that I believe is going to win in KD.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Kirby Smart.
Okay.
Give me Kirby. Give me a winner. Give me a guy who's been to the top of the mountain. Okay. Best, winningest coach in what? He's got to be the winningest coach in Georgia history, right? Or pretty close to it.
He's like 94-16. He's pretty good.
Yeah. He's pretty damn good.
Pretty
if
good.
He's not, he will be. He will be at a certain point. There's probably somebody at Georgia who's won more than him, to be honest with you. Regardless, Kirby Smart is a phenomenal football coach, and I think that's a lock. I think he's a lock top 10 coach.
Yeah.
On the way back around, give me Kyle Whittingham.
Okay.
Give me Kyle Whittingham, a little bit older, but again, you talk about a guy that knows how to build a program. He's a winner.
Kirby Smart's not even close.
Not even close.
The Vince Dooley, he led them to he was 201, 77, and 10. Kirby has 94.
How many losses does Kirby have?
Like percentage.
16.
Yeah, percentages.
So that's a 716 winning percentage. Winning percentage. Kirby Smart's is currently 855. So it is better.
Give him some time, Hill.
All right, so you got one coach left that you need to draft.
Yeah, I got a couple. I can talk through this because you can't take any more from me. I'm considering PJ Fleck out in Minnesota. Good vibes over there with the Golden Gophers.
I don't like that guy.
Why?
I'll tell you why off camera.
Oh. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe I won't take him. You might have just made my decision for me. My brain is spinning right now. I want to know exactly what
threw you off a little bit.
Yeah, I did not expect you to have a take about him, especially a take that needs to be said in
Short Bus said he was going to take Kyle. Kyle works. Yeah. See, Kyle Whittingham's a good coach.
Yeah, he is. I think for this one, I want to take like somebody who's like building. something.
It's a builder.
Somebody who's a builder.
Bob?
Like Bob.
Yeah.
Like Bob. Like Bob Chesney over at James Madison. No, I'm kidding.
That would have been
He just got hired. So I have
You
no
strike
idea.
me as like a Ryan Day guy.
Ryan Day guy. I kind of take offense to that.
Yeah, you should.
I kind of take offense to that. I can't lie.
I don't care. You picked Prime, so you get to
Okay.
take all the...
I'm deciding between two.
Okay.
Brian Kelly
Okay.
and Elia Drinkwitz.
I don't know who Elijah Drinkwitz
He is the Missouri Tigers head coach.
Tigers, go Tigers.
And they have... So it's two Tigers, LSU or Missouri. We'll go with Brian Kelly.
You just want the more notable name.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. You can
Yeah.
have
Plus,
Brian
if
Kelly.
I'm going to play at a school, I'd rather play at LSU than
Missouri.
Yeah.
All right, so who are your
Yeah.
5?
So I've got Brian Kelly, Mike Gundy, Prime, Norvell, and Dan Lanning.
That's a good 5.
I think it's a
very
solid
interesting
5.
meeting room that those 5 are
Dude,
gonna have.
Nightmare blunt rotation?
Yeah, maybe. All right, I'm going. My 5 were Kenny Dillingham, Lane Kiffin, Kyle Whittingham. Who are my other ones? Kirby Smart. And who?
That's how you know it's a good list.
Who was my other one?
I can't remember.
I had one more.
No, you still have to pick.
No. I picked 5. Who did I say? I said Kenny Dillingham.
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus Freeman.
Yeah,
Marcus Freeman.
Marcus.
So 5 and 5. Yeah. That works. I like it. I like my list. I think my list beats your list.
I mean, of course you think that. I would assume that you would think that, but it is what it is. I know that my team can't be beat, just like my team, and I'm calling them my team because they're my close personal friends over at Desert Financial Credit Union, because they're the official retail banking partner of Arizona State University, and this is not breaking news, but the official banking retail partner of ya boy, Erik Ruby as well, which is certainly a downgrade, but still a partnership nonetheless, because I've been using Desert Financial my whole life, and they've been around for more than 84 years. They've been Arizona's largest, most trusted local credit union, dedicated to creating exceptional experiences and giving back to the community and making their lives better financially through either like services or through information or whatever. They have a bunch of financial experts that are going to help you out, whether you want to go classic checking, savings accounts, mortgages, loans, credit cards, investment options, and more. Or if you're like me and you just happen to lose your debit card like once every 3 months, they would happily replace it with a smile on their face. So right now, if you want some free money, which is nice, you can open up a checking account online and get $200 for free. Boom. Just like that. Nothing else. $200 free to you. Oh, and on top of that, if you want to spend that $200 in a way that represents your ASU pride, you can pick from one of 3 Arizona State University Visa debit cards. Just go to desertfinancial.com/ASU to get started, get your card, get your $200. You can't lose.
Love that for you. You know what else I love?
What?
OGs.
Oh, brother.
OGs. Look, I'm gonna pull back the curtain, guys. I'm not feeling 100% today. I'm not feeling 100%. Okay, I'm gonna go home after work and get myself some soup. I'm gonna pop an OGs and I'm gonna call it a damn day. Maybe OGs will make me feel better, but you don't need to be sick to take OGs, guys. You could have the best day, you could have the worst day. OGs will get you right. Not to mention, they've launched 2 new products made with live rosin and RSO, the OGs Naturals and the Big OGs. OGs Naturals are vegan gummies made with live rosin, available in a sweet clementine flavor. Who doesn't like sweet clementine flavor? Come on, guys. Meanwhile, the Big OGs gummy is a mega version of Peg's Raspberry Orange RSO, one of the company's most popular products. Guys, it is literally 10 slices each with 10 milligrams of THC for a total of 100 milligrams of THC. Now, that is what we call the Big OGs. To learn more about OGs gummies, where you can find them, head on over to ogsbrands.com. You do got to be 21 plus to enjoy responsibly. All right, Erik, we got 2 things left on the docket today. Okay. We got a ball and bat sport. We got a ball and hoop sport. Where do you want to go?
Let's do a little ball and hoop.
Ball and hoop action.
And then we'll end with a delightful interview.
All right. Well, if you didn't see, our lovely friend over at The Athletic, Tobias Bass, was reporting this morning. Arizona State's Bobby Hurley has hired Jerrance Howard as an assistant coach. Howard spent time at Illinois, SMU, Kansas, Texas, and Southern Illinois. This obviously comes after Arizona State lost an assistant to GCU just a couple of weeks back. Initial thoughts on the hire?
It's an assistant coach in college, so I can't sit here and pinpoint absolutely everything that he can do. But just based off of resume alone, like I said, working at Kansas, SMU, Illinois, worked at Southern Illinois last year. Shane quote tweeted some of that and talked about he has a ton of experience recruiting top end talent like Quentin Grimes, Jalen Wilson, DeJuan Harris, and Cliff Alexander. It's fine. It's good. I can't really sit here and give you a massive opinion on him because that would just be like, not genuine. But there's no red flags here.
That's always good.
Like there's not like, really, what, why, huh? Like you can see why. Yeah. Did he put, is Jerrance Howard the new Herm Edwards?
Dear Lord.
People are saying. No, I'm cool with it. He seems to have some good recruiting experience. He's coached at some higher end schools. He's been around for a while. I'm not going to be able to form a lot more of an opinion until I see him up close and personal, but it's worth noting that it happened, and it's worth noting that it doesn't appear to be some wild hire that makes no sense or anything like that. Like you could see why he's on board.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, again, the fact that he's got experience in this conference with Kansas, I think is certainly something that's going to pay dividends down the line. And then you talk about SMU, Illinois, Southern Illinois. He's been kind of all over the map, and the success that Illinois has had, Kansas, SMU has had in the past as well. So he's been a part of some really, really solid programs, and we'll see if that can translate to Arizona State's staff here in the first year of the Big 12 with Bobby Hurley. But let's go ahead and talk about ASU softball for a little bit. Kelsey Hall, got the chance to chat with her this morning. We usually do it once a week, talking Kelsey's Corner in terms of everything that's going on with ASU softball. Now, ASU softball as the season right now, it's been a bit of a tough stretch. Haven't won a Pac-12 series thus far. Believe they're on a 7-game losing streak. Last night, they couldn't get it done against GCU. But Kelsey Hall, she had herself an evening. So, without further ado, this is this week's Kelsey's Corner. We're back for another edition of Kelsey's Corner with ASU softball star, Kelsey Hall. Kelsey, welcome back.
Every time I get to be here, I'm just so happy. So thank you.
Oh my goodness. It's our pleasure, really. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Look,
that's true.
I want to talk a little bit about just your performance over the last couple of weeks, really this season in general. But before we get to that, yesterday's game against GCU, 2 home runs for the Kelsey Hall. Just walk me through that first one and then what was going through your head when you saw that second one just kind of leave the park.
The first at bat, since we were at GCU, I was the second batter of the game, and this girl, she threw gas, not gonna lie. She's a pretty legit pitcher. And I remember the first pitch, I was like, okay, I just need to be on time. I was like, my foot is still up by the time it gets to the catcher's mitt. So I was like, oh, okay. So that didn't really work. But then I was just like, I just need to start earlier. And I just I just swing and it just works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. No, but really, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just not making the moment too big. And it was a pretty good feeling to know that it can happen. It's been a while, so.
For you, when you do that so early on in the game, and then as you go out, kind of your second at bat, third at bat, whatever, like, is it in like the back of your head of just like, okay, let's go for 2, or like let's go for 3, or is it really like you have to like disassociate with the first one and just kind of focus on that one at bat?
I definitely don't think let's get 2 or 3. Obviously, it would be awesome, but typically the only thing that I think when I do have solid at bats is like basically trying to plan for most likely how they're going to pitch, if they're going to pitch around me, if they're going to come at me, what pitch should I hit? So therefore they probably won't throw that again. So just in that sense, changing the plan there, but not in the sense of, oh, I'm just going to hit 4 home runs now.
Flexing on them. It's going to send this one to the moon.
Yeah, because when typically how it works is if you try to hit a home run, you're not hitting a home run. So that's why in my last at bat, when that one went over the fence as well, I had 2 strikes and there was 2 outs and we were losing. And so I was like, you just need to get on base. You just need to get on base. That's all you need to do. And then I was like, oh.
Like, were you surprised? You were surprised that it went over the fence?
A little bit, yeah. I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. Good job, Kels.
For you, it's been obviously you're one of the most consistent hitters on the team, but you've been a very strong offensive player pretty much throughout your entire collegiate career. For you, like where in kind of I guess at what point did you know that that was maybe the strongest part of your game was when you do have a bat in your hands?
Well, at Boise State, I was the DH for my 2 years mostly. So typically for me, that first year coming back from the ACL, I wasn't expecting much in the sense of power performance. I was just trying to give myself grace and trying to get back into the game because my freshman year was the COVID pandemic, and then sophomore year I tore it after the first weekend. So I really hadn't played, which was crazy to think about. So really for me, I just continued to keep building, and I think I found a lot of grace within myself, and I'm very thankful that everything happened the way it did because I was a mental midget my freshman year. I'm not going to lie. And everyone goes through it, but I was very result oriented with my thoughts. And if I wasn't hitting 2 for 3, I remember I'd get really upset with myself. And so then just kind of backtracking and figuring out what works for me is, yeah, so really just that junior, well, technically freshman, sophomore, right? They're all messed up.
Yeah, I know. You've been in college for such a long time now.
Yeah, so. At this point next year, I'm going to have a walking cane when I go up to bat instead of a bat at this rate.
That'd be incredible.
I think I also have always been someone where I'm not the most naturally, you don't look at me and you're like, oh, she's going to hit tanks. I'm on the smaller side to an extent. And so for me, it was just the work ethic, and it's what I really enjoyed. So really, I built confidence from there. And now when I go up to bat, I build that confidence within my at-bats.
For you bring up the mental side of the game. Obviously, we can get into this season at some point, but throughout your career, you mentioned the injuries, the teams, whatever. For you, again, was there like a specific moment for you or a conversation that you had to have with yourself or a friend or family member at a certain point where you're just like, okay, I need to take a step back and stop focusing so much on the result part of this whole thing?
It happened. I've had this conversation multiple times. Obviously, I would like to act like I'm 100% process oriented all the time to this day, which is definitely not true. But I remember my freshman year at Fresno, I had an awesome assistant coach, and he would call me after games, and I would just be so frustrated with myself. And he really made me recognize that my college career is going to be very long and painful if this is how I define myself. And so I was building that process, and then the world shut down. But I remember there was a weekend we were at home at Boise State, and I was really frustrated it was against San Jose State. And I remember, I think I had a concussion. I think I gave myself a concussion before the game. It was self-diagnosed.
You gave yourself a concussion?
Yes. So there was like a floating shelf with our Mountain West trophy, and the speaker was underneath it. And I came up and I hit my head so hard. And that's why I had strikeouts every at bat. That was why.
Okay. We'll blame it on the concussion, the floating shelf.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I remember sitting in the hole, and I was getting really frustrated with myself, and I took a step back, and I literally remember the thought process being, you need to be happy that you're here, and you need to be happy with growing and getting to the next step of who you want to be. So I had a lot of those conversations with myself. I'm a pretty self-reflective person, and luckily for me, growing up, my dad, he was never one that would get mad at me if I didn't hit home runs every at bat, or if I struck out. He was just, all you can control is your attitude and effort. So on the come up as well, I was pretty blessed having a lot of support to think in the healthiest way.
Do you think that kind of mentality, having those conversations so early on in your career and kind of going through everything that you went through has helped you maybe a little bit this season, where in reality it hasn't been the most glorious, perfect season for Arizona State softball, but it does feel like in the conversations again that we've had, like it is more of like, okay, we're just taking it game by game, right? The happy opening day kind of mentality. Has that kind of inspired you to at least game by game just kind of separate the result from the process?
100%. I think obviously there is frustrations within every loss. We're all competitors. Within being process oriented. You still get ticked off when you do everything right and you lose a game. Definitely. But I think I am so blessed to have had so much experience on the front end of my career to where I've came here and I've hopefully, I would like to think so, been able to provide a little bit of consistency with the mentality and persistence and continuing to show up and wanting to figure it out. Because facing the elephant in the room, it could be very easy to want to quit, to not want to show up and just be like, well, this is it. But at the end of the day, a lot of what we talked about yesterday too is going 1-0 on the day. No matter what we're talking about, making a run in the tournament, making a run against Arizona this weekend, we can't do that until we win this first pitch. So I would definitely say having all those conversations and going through it myself, because I can say it to anyone and everyone, but until you really go through it yourself, you won't entirely understand how important it is to be process oriented, but it's definitely helped me continue to want to show up.
You bring up Arizona, obviously a massive, massive series for you guys against the Wildcats in Tucson, still looking for that first Pac-12 series win. Like, what would it mean for you to have that first series win against your rival on the road?
Oh, it would be so special. We keep talking about it. This is, again, they're a very awesome program to compete against, and I think it's going to be a really fun weekend. But again, like I've continuously said to you, that this series every day is very much so in our hands. And so it would be really exciting. Are you kidding me? The big infamous rivalry, and then we get to celebrate on their field. Of course, that would be very awesome. But in order to do that, we're going to have to show up. We're going to, again, at practice today, go 1-0 on the day. The next day, do the same thing. So I think continuing to build good days to where we can execute, and we'll be in a good spot.
Absolutely. Look, I do want to transition off of softball, get to some more lighthearted stuff, because those are some of my favorite conversations that you and I have when we talk about space.
We do have great ones.
Or concerts. I saw something on I want to say TikTok not too long ago about internal monologues. Did you see that by chance? So apparently not everybody has an internal monologue. An internal monologue is like, so the conversations that you have with yourself, right? You're not verbally saying these things, right? So like, we could have a conversation, you could see something, and there's a voice in your head, like you're having the conversation with, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
There are people who don't have those, who don't have the little voice in their head, and they just react. Like they just do whatever, I guess, immediately comes to mind.
Like their impulsive thought.
Yeah. But like there isn't, I can't even try and fathom stepping into that, like into somebody's head like that, because it's like crickets. There's like nothing going on. And I literally know people. Once I saw this, I was like, do you have an internal monologue? Do you have an internal monologue? And 99% of people said yes. And one of my friends was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like,
did it make sense?
It made sense to them. It made sense to them.
No,
they
did
thought
it make
I
sense
was
that
crazy.
he was the one to say that?
Exactly. They thought I was crazy.
You're like,
So, do you know anybody, or who do you think on the team? I'll put you on. Who do you think on the team maybe doesn't have an internal monologue?
Hands up, don't shoot. I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. I think
you wouldn't be friends with that person anymore.
I think everyone is extremely intelligent and very thoughtful about everything that they do.
Just home run answer. Home run number 3 in back-to-back days. Now, do you think you've ever met anybody that doesn't have an internal monologue?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. But now you know.
100%.
Now you know. I'm curious if anybody in the chat has maybe experienced any of that as well. Or maybe there's some people in the chat that don't have internal monologues.
Yeah, maybe they're feeling personally attacked by this topic of conversation. You know what? We apologize.
No, I'm a stand-up business. I don't apologize. I don't apologize. Look, the last question that I have for you has to do with, let's say Kelsey Hall, phenomenal career. You go on to be, I don't know, President of the United States, CEO of a Fortune 500 company, something, right? To where They're going to make a movie about you. Okay?
Honestly, I deserve a movie, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Who do you think, or who would you want to play you in a movie? Okay? Now, in this movie, you also have to cast somebody for your sister, Coach B, and yours truly. Okay?
Yours truly.
So,
you get Theo Vaughn. There's no question about that.
I'll take it. That's a compliment. I'll take it.
Hear me out. Coach B's getting Sandra Bullock.
Ooh, that's a good one. That is a really, really good one.
Yeah. I think because she's just strong-willed, their head coach, Sandra Bullock.
Great actress.
Who's playing me? Ooh.
These are the hard-hitting questions, Kelsey.
I'm like, hear me out. Well, there's no one that I think, like, do they have to look like me?
I mean, that's entirely up to you.
I don't think any, like, there's no, like, super rich, famous celebrity around. I'm like, we're twins. So, I don't know exactly who it would be, but it need to be someone that's funny because we have to have a little bit of humor within this film.
I mean, Theo Vaughn's bringing all the jokes, so.
Yeah, but Theo Vaughn's going to be like my sidekick.
Wow.
So that's
Okay, I get it. You're Batman. I'm Robin. It's okay.
Yeah, you are somehow PHNX podcast turned into my number one sidekick in the film of my life.
Are we fighting crime or like what are we doing?
I mean, whatever the world needs at that point, I think Batman and Robin can figure it out.
Whatever the world needs, we got it.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn and I don't know. Who would you think would play me? You know me.
Oh, my goodness. Let me think on that. You cast your sister. Who's playing your sister in this movie?
Sorry. I'm just thinking of funny people. I think she would get like a... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, this might be a little crazy. Jennifer Aniston
is playing your sister.
Yep, Jennifer Aniston's playing my sister.
Okay. Huh.
I'm just getting good vibes. I get good, soft, but funny vibes.
This is a big movie. This is a big movie if we got Jennifer Aniston.
Well, we're not having B-list celebrities in here. Come on, we got Theo Vaughn in it.
That's fair.
Theo Vaughn basically should be POTUS at this rate. Come
on. I'm trying to think funny.
Maybe Jennifer Aniston should have played me. Like Jennifer Aniston gives like main character.
Maybe bring back Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox. Have that duo go again.
I could get down with that.
It's possible. Tina Fey. She's funny.
Oh, Tina Fey is funny. Maybe Tina Fey could be my sister and I could be Jennifer Aniston.
There you go.
I think I want to be Jennifer.
I love how you talked yourself into this. You're like, yeah, my sister gives me the soft. Literally, it's the SpongeBob meme where it's like 3 minutes later, and it's like, no, I think I'm gonna be Jennifer Aniston now.
I'm actually super soft.
There you go. All right, so you're Jennifer Aniston. I'm Theo Vaughn. Your sister is Tina Fey, right?
Yes. And then Coach B is Sandra Bullock.
I love that. I love that casting. Love it. It's beautiful. All right, Kelsey or Jennifer. Just what would your message to Sun Devil Nation be in terms of getting them to come support you guys in Tucson this weekend?
Well, we can't thank you guys enough. You guys have been with us this entire season through the ups and downs, and we're very thankful for you. This is a big rivalry week, and we need every single one of you guys to show up virtually, physically, and just keep showing your Sun Devil love. We love you guys, and we're very thankful for you.
Absolutely. Go out there. Go to Tucson. As nasty of a place as it is, go support your Arizona State Sun Devils, guys. Kelsey Hall, thank you as always. Kelsey's always great, man.
Yeah.
Always great to have on the show.
I love when she calls you the sidekick on your own show.
It is what it is.
I thought that was good.
I'll be Robin. Robin eventually goes off. He has Teen Titans, which was a great franchise. You know,
that's fair enough.
Sometimes Batman and Robin they've got their star movies, and then they do their
own thing. Yeah, star in your role.
Can both shine.
She's always great.
Who's playing you in that movie, Jacob? Who's playing Erik in that movie?
Who's playing me? The janitor.
Is Erik in the movie?
Yeah, I don't think I'm in the movie.
He's in the movie.
I don't think I'm in the movie.
He's in the movie. Let's go Tom Cruise.
Wow. Tom Cruise is there for like such a little part of that movie. That's crazy.
He's more Tom Cruise than me.
No, I'm not. Absolutely not. I haven't seen Tom Cruise with a beard.
For sure. You are 100%
Does that mean I look like Theo Von? Because I feel like I don't look like Theo Von.
You don't. I don't. You don't look like Theo. You in a movie, if somebody was playing you, it's 100% way more Tom Cruise than if somebody was playing me. It'd be Tom.
Who would
Cruise.
you rather? Who do you think would play you in a movie?
If Theo Von or Tom Cruise? I
feel like it'd be anybody.
I don't know.
Eddie Redmayne.
Who is that?
Who is that?
You know Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie Red.
Oh, okay, I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it. I got compared to old YouTuber iDubbbz on one of our streams the other day.
I don't know.
Here, this is way too in the woods right now. But that.
Oh, I see it with the clean shave, the glasses, the goggles.
Yeah. Anyways,
that'll work.
I'll take whoever Jacob said. That's okay. We'll take that.
Emma Stone for Kelsey, Sharon says. We'll pitch that. to her. Guys, that is going to do it for today's PHNX Sun Devils show. Again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you're listening on audio and you made it all the way here and you still haven't, go ahead and leave a 5-star review. And while we're doing nice things, we got one more thing for you. Head over to gophnx.com today. Click that Die Hard tab and see everything that you are going to unlock when you become a PHNX Die Hard, including access to the Die Hard Discord, Die Hard only content. You're going to get discounts on merch, on events, and so much more, all for just one affordable annual price. Again, go phnx.com, click that Die Hard tab, and unlock the greatest spot, the greatest community for Arizona sports fans. Give the show a follow at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow the Zookeeper over here at Erik Ruby. That is Erik with a K. You can follow DJ Jacob Franklin at Jacob_Franklin4. In the meantime, guys, go Devils and peace.
We all silly like the mayor.